each week. Mo joins us. And Mo, when you go down to Yankee Stadium and you sweep the New York Yankees, clearly you feel pretty good about yourselves. The team and its fans feel good about things. What did you learn? What did the Red Sox show you over the weekend with that sweep?
Listen, I could see it from opening day. Actually, the type of mentality and the attitude that these guys have, 1 through 9. I love the way they pick each other up. They have guys coming in off the bench, filling holes, doing things that they need to do. Everybody's contributing. So I've always said I've loved the mentality of this team. I think they come to fight and play hard each day. This is a great way for them to go into Yankee Stadium and take 3. I'm very happy for them, but they got a great mentality, and they're a tough team, and I've said that from day one.
Mo, how much does that mentality, that attitude, and that never say die fight that the Red Sox have, how much does that stem from the top? A guy like Alex Cora, he tends to get a lot from his players. Do you see that transitioning from the top down?
Absolutely. The manager is key. His mentality, how Alex runs his ball club, I see him communicating. I think everybody understands their role, and as a player, you will run through a wall with for a manager like that. And this team has some talent. People underestimated the Red Sox at the beginning of the season. You look through that lineup, you have guys that are what we call gamers or grinders, guys that are putting together good at bats. And I think the underlying is the Fenway Park faithful, always pushing, always wanting you to come to the park and ready to play ball the way it's supposed to be played. And all those things come into play when you have a good squad.
Yeah, they lead all of Major League Baseball, Mo, with 21 come-from-behind wins. And again, ideally, you don't have to come from behind, right? You get the lead, you keep the lead, you win the game. But does that build a believability in the lineup, in the dugout, that even if you're down late in a game against a good team, I mean, the Yankees have one of the best bullpens in baseball, but they were able to come from behind twice and win those games. What does that do for a team?
It's a great thing. It's a great feeling. You know that you're going to have to get 27 outs, and these are going to be 27 tough outs. And I think the greatest thing, I said, 2004 broke the icing for all of us, Red Sox players with any time of service, winning that World Series. We walk into Yankee Stadium now there's no effect. There's no 1911. There's no curse. We're here to come compete with you the same way you're competing with us, and that's the bottom line now. We don't care about the pinstripes. We don't care about the history. We got our own history now, and I think that's how they come into play.
Mo, you can see the pieces of this bullpen kind of fitting together. They started off a little slow. We'd always talk about the 7th and 8th inning bridging to Barnes. What are you seeing right now from this bullpen? Are they getting it done the way you think they were going to get it done?
Absolutely, and that takes time. I told you that first couple months of the season, it's cold. Everybody's trying to figure out their role. Now you got guys understanding what they got to do. And when the situation comes up, I'm sure they're sitting in the bullpen saying, I know when the call's made, this is my role. And that's what you want. It's the same thing that happens offensively. That's the same thing that happens defensively. Everybody knowing their role at the right time, anticipating what the manager's going to do and what he's thinking, and working together to get those things done.
Xander Bogaerts leads Major League Baseball in RBI in extra innings going back over the last 4 years. We've talked about what he means as a leader, but let's talk about what he means as a clutch player. Clearly, this team is built around Xander Bogaerts now. He's the cornerstone of this piece. What does that leadership mean? What does Xander Bogaerts mean to you?
He's just very consistent, very professional. He comes ready to play every day. He's a tremendous example on and off the field. These are the type of things that good young players can look at as a player, and how he walks around the clubhouse, the things he does, and then the fact that he's doing it on the field in these clutch situations. He's the lead guy, and I think he's a great example for everybody to step up and be ready to play because he goes out there every day consistently and does his job.
All right, Mo, so here's the question, right? As good as Bogaerts has been, as good as that 2, 3, 4, 5 has been in this lineup, we've seen there's a drop-off, and there are with most teams. But is that a concern when you rely too heavily? We saw it last week in Houston. When that heart of the order went cold for a few games, they couldn't do very much. Are you concerned that there isn't enough depth, that maybe that's what they need to go address at the trade deadline?
Look, I think this team is set where it is. You're going to face those tough pitchers. If they're getting your 3, 4, 5 guys or your top of the order guys out, the guys in the bottom order are going to have to fight also. But I just think you want to make sure that now, whoever you bring in to this ball club and to this clubhouse fits what you're doing. Right now, we're doing very well with what we have. And always, you can use some juice, but always make sure that person coming through that door fits currently with the Red Sox mindset and how they approach the game moving forward.
Yeah, that's a great point, because when you're in this position, you now have a culture, and anybody you bring in has to fit into that culture. Stay right there, Mo. We're going to come back in a couple of moments.